Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
And I'm Office Bloke Max.
Here we are, all three of us.
Here we are.
Celebrities shutting down agenda-driven interviewers.
Shutting down.
Shutting
down.
Yeah.
Confirm that you said there.
Yeah. But it's, yeah.
It sounded a bit.
Yeah, it's probably the way of my accent.
Yeah.
It's, I think the time's come now where people ask some stupid questions. You get one chance sometimes to ask a question to someone. I mean, I've done it before. I've met someone, and you know, like a celebrity, like in a bar or whatever, and I've asked them a question. I thought, I shouldn't have asked them that.
Yeah.
I've got better questions in my head.
Yeah, but
You know,
interviewers have got time. They know what's
They
going
know
on.
what
If
to
they're
do.
sitting at a sit-down interview, they've got time to think about it and look at the questions. If it's off the hoof, then you might just say something that comes into your head.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of stupid things sometimes or the wrong things, but
Yeah.
if you've got time to, you know the interview's coming, then
Yeah.
there's no excuse.
it's getting worse and worse now as well because people want to sort of like go down the route of like either racism or sexism.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
What do you mean, like trying to entice it?
Trying
or
to
like...
entice it, yeah.
Right,
Try to drill it out of someone.
Yeah,
Some
so-
sort of-
well,
to
yeah.
get to talk about the topic.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
Sometimes they do it on purpose, don't they? To try and get
that's why
them
it's
out.
agenda
Yeah.
driven.
If they spark a reaction, then
Yeah.
it gives them more airplay.
Yeah, it
They
does,
think,
it
oh,
does,
did you see him
yeah.
kicking off in this interview? And that's
Yeah, they try and be
what they go
smart.
for.
Some of the interviewers try to be smart, but you're there for a reason. They're there to find out what they're working on or what they're
Yeah.
promoting. Go for it. Stick to the guidelines. And at the end of it, if you've got something you want to throw in there, throw that in and then just
Yeah,
leave. Then throw
exactly.
the bomb in and then leave.
Exactly, yeah.
See what this is about. Let's go.
In a world where interviewers often push their own agendas, some Hollywood stars refuse to play along. These are the moments where celebrities
Bill Burr.
completely shut down loaded questions from reporters.
that Bill Burr then?
Like
Yeah.
the time Jerry
Why
Seinfeld
would you?
was
Exactly.
criticized for the lack of racial diversity on his show.
I have noticed that most of the guests are mostly white males.
Oh, this really pisses me off. But go ahead. Really pisses me off.
A visibly irritated Seinfeld
stupid
initially
question.
tried to address the question with
Supposed to be,
humor, but grew more intense as he went on.
You take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of whiteys. What's going on here? People think it's the census or something. I mean, this has got to represent the actual pie chart of America. Who cares?
Seinfeld didn't hold back, shutting down the accusation and making it clear that the only thing that matters is whether or not a comedian is funny.
And I have no interest in gender or race or anything like that. But everyone else is kind of with their little calculating, is this the exact right mix? You know, I think that's, to me, it's anti-comedy.
But Samuel L. Jackson took things to another level, getting even more confrontational when called out for the language he used in Django Unchained.
There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the use
Samuel L. Jackson.
I was going to say motherfucker
after every other word anyway.
several times. So what do you expect?
of the N-word in this movie, and
No, nobody, none. The word would be,
oh, I don't want to say it.
why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not going to have this conversation unless you say it.
The unsuspecting reporter clearly wasn't ready for Jackson to flip the script, and it showed.
You want to move on to another question?
Okay. Awesome. I don't want to say
Oh,
it.
come on.
Will you say it? No.
That's not the same thing.
Why do you want me to
They're
say
going to bleep it when you say it
I
on
know,
your
but-
show. Say it.
I can't say it. If I say it, this question it won't make air.
Okay, forget it.
And while Jackson took a bold approach, Denzel Washington is known for his calm and composed takedowns. When asked about race relations, Denzel's response was both insightful and unforgettable.
Have race relations improved?
You know, race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love.
Skin colour should never get involved in anything.
No.
No,
Right?
not at all.
Don't matter what colour your skin is.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a dick, you're a dick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Simple. I don't care where you're from, what you are.
If you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're good
Correct.
at the job, if you can
Yeah.
do this, it doesn't matter, does it?
When we hold interviews, we don't go down any kind of like diversity program. We don't.
No.
We do that interview. If you can fit that job and you can do that job, you can
got
have
the
that job.
job.
You can
Yeah,
qualify for
exactly,
it.
yeah.
And we don't disqualify anybody by being, anything other than unqualified for the job.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how it should be.
It should be
But
like that everywhere.
I don't know, when people ask that type of questions like Washington's got the right answer there.
Yeah.
We both stood here talking. What's your problem?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
However, this wasn't the first time Denzel Washington had set the record straight with reporters on matters of race.
So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not
produced this
color,
work?
it's culture.
Explain the difference, because I think we're in a
Steven
space
Spielberg did Schindler's List.
Right now.
Martin Scorsese did Goodfellas, right? Steven Spielberg could direct Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List, but they're cultural differences.
Much like Denzel,
Yep,
Morgan
bang on.
Freeman masterfully addressed a racially charged question with intelligence. Just listen to his response when CNN's Don Lemon questioned him about race and wealth.
Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't or
Today?
cannot? Yeah.
No,
You don't?
no, I don't. I don't. Hey, you and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that.
But Freeman's most iconic moment came during a 60 Minutes interview when he completely dismantled the concept of separating Black history from American history.
Black History Month you find
Ridiculous.
why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours?
Fair point.
Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
No, I don't either.
Freeman then left the interviewer speechless when he offered his straightforward response that destroyed the reporter's hidden agenda.
I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
Comedian Bill Burr, however, takes a completely different approach, ditching calm logic and swinging against loaded questions.
Can women be funny?
Yeah, of course.
Some people have a hard time saying yes, though. There's a lot of angry young men on the internet that are like, women can't be fun.
Will you guys just grow up and just sit down and write your own and come up with it? Start your own show, have your own award show. Quit waiting.
Isn't it funny how I've seen this interview before? He's dead funny, but he's bang on right. It's like, you know, I get it all the time because I'm so into football, and you two guys are as well. I don't know if you get the same question. People always say to me, "Why don't you go to the women's football?" And I go, "I don't like it." Yeah, but you like football. So I said, "Yeah, but it's not the same. It's very different.
Yeah,
the standard's very different. I don't go and watch Sunday League football.
Yeah,
you know, so it's because it's shit.
Yeah,
so
the standard's not as good, is it?
No.
So.
No.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
100%. I see it as a totally different game, really, than men's football.
Yeah, but people ask me all the time and they get angry.
Yeah.
Some people get angry with me because I don't go, because I spend a lot of time at the men's football, but not at the women's, and I go, but I don't like it. And they go, oh, but you should do. And I'm like, do you go, how many men's football games do you go to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many women's games do you go to?
But it's a good argument saying, well, why don't you go to non-league then? Like what's our local one, Nolsund and stuff like that.
I don't because it's shit.
I'm from here, but I support United because the standings might just always have all my life anyway.
Top football, it's a top level league.
Yeah.
It's the highest league available.
Yeah, just going there, the crowds and everything, atmosphere. It's just completely different competitions, and you're playing the biggest competitions in the world as well in Europe. We used to anyway.
I'm saying that's that same question what people ask people, and I get asked about the football, and it kind of like I feel like just going F off.
Like say, just write your own stuff, just be funny, and if you're funny, you're funny.
Yeah.
But do the people in the women's game want people who don't like the sport to come to the games?
They want to fill the stadiums, don't they?
But that won't grow the sport.
Not by me going anyway. You know, me
that's what
miserable
I mean.
ass sat there going, this is shit. Pass the fucking ball on the side.
To your own player.
Dive for it. Get someone who can touch the crossbar.
Yeah, that's not going to grow the sport. It's not going to help anything. It's getting people who don't like the sport into the ground.
Yeah,
like it gives a bit more money, but that's once.
Yeah, but I'll say things like I just don't like it. It's not, you know. And they'll go, yeah, but they're better than you. And I go, well, they're getting paid for it. I hope they are.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
well, that's not an argument either.
No, but that's what they say. It drives you mad. But that's the same sort of conversation.
Yeah. Waiting around for other people to do for you. That's the problem. If you guys had your own big club and I was standing outside of it, you'd never
let me in. I'd start my own. You guys got to start your own. You got brains in there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So write your own and quit your whining. We're all eating a giant sandwich out here. Nobody cares. I don't care.
As the conversation escalated, Burr made it clear that he wasn't done calling out the question's agenda.
Makes no difference whether you got a or a. All right? Just do what you want to do, and hopefully people respond to it. But this the quotas and all of this become undeniable.
Taking a more measured approach, Matthew McConaughey skillfully deflected a blatant attempt to trap him with a loaded question, delivering an epic response that left no doubt he was in control.
In 2021, you considered to run for governor of the state of Texas. Do you think political office is in your future? Can you see that?
If it's where I would deem myself to be most useful,
yeah.
Yes.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is playing a game that I'm not interested in playing. To give you a direct statement right there.
But not every celebrity keeps it as collected as McConaughey. Rapper Lil Wayne's response to a loaded question took a very different turn. It all started with Wayne's comments in this controversial Fox Sports interview.
Where are we in the United States of America in race relations and what you see from day to day in your life?
God knows I have been nothing but blessed. My whole path, these 33 years have been nothing but a blessing. I haven't.
Fucking laid back in it.
Yeah. That looks the most awkward interview I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When you look at the interviewer guy and then you look at Lil Wayne,
the way they dress,
night and day,
the way they are,
they just look like they shouldn't be in the same room. Right? Just a very, very different sort of like you say, a cultural difference maybe, but also a very sort of like occupational difference. One sort of like dress like, this is how I dress for my job, that's how you dress for your job.
Yeah.
You know, and then asking sort of like a real weird question as well.
Yeah, projects you a completely different persona there, aren't they?
That's what they just like you said, look how laid back he is.
Yeah, great answer.
Very much so, yeah.
No, never is a strong word. I've never dealt with racism, and I'm glad I didn't have to. I thought that was clearly a message that there was no such thing as racism. That's what I thought that was.
Following public backlash, Wayne was asked if he had any regrets about what he said, with his unapologetic and fiery response making it clear that he wasn't backing down.
There was a lot of backlash from people about that. Would you change it, what you said, or you still feel the same way?
As the interview reached its boiling point, what Wayne did next made headlines everywhere.
Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matters.
He ended our interview angrily.
Lil Wayne is in the business of making music, not apologies.
And speaking of fiery responses, UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland wasn't afraid to call out a reporter for asking politically charged questions during a press conference.
And people like you have weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your shit you're peddling. The world is not saying, you know what, you're right. Chicks have. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy's enemy. You want to look at the enemy to our world? It's that right there, asking these stupid questions.
The moment went viral, sparking a follow-up question to UFC CEO Dana White, whose no-nonsense response made it clear he wasn't interested in agenda-driven narratives either.
You obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone.
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm like...
Free speech. Gonna control what people say. Gonna tell people what to believe. Gonna...
I don't know if you noticed the colour of Dana White's face there changed, went proper red, didn't it? He got proper angry quick with that question.
He does do, to be fair.
He got proper angry. Look how red his face has gone.
Tell people... I don't tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want and they can believe whatever they want.
Ronda Rousey delivered an equivalently confident takedown when a reporter cornered her with a question about women's pay disputes in sports.
We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dina and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
Actor Kurt Russell would similarly shut down the hosts of The View after they asked him a particularly loaded question on the topic of gun control.
Recently, you made some headlines for saying that you felt gun control laws wouldn't deter terrorists. Explain to folks.
Well, you know, these are these things where, first of all, I was in a situation, we do what we call the dog and pony. Right. We're out doing the dog and pony selling a picture. And you get kind of, sometimes you get what you feel is slightly ambushed by somebody who's really got an agenda. And that's sort of, I think, that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day.
Recognizing the bias behind the question, Russell made sure to make his stance known with a sharp and unapologetic response.
The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching. So having said that, no, I was kind of asked to put it in context somehow with this movie. You know, my personal feeling is that there's a big difference between Fantasyland and reality. Fantasyland is what we do. You're either writing something, writing a song, writing a book, doing a movie, doing a television show. That's Fantasyland. And that's where that stuff belongs. In reality, when we're dealing with things like terrorism and whatnot, we're all going to have different opinions on how to do it and how to deal with it. Yeah. Mine happens to be that I think there's a very strong reason founding fathers had for the Second Amendment.
Tim Allen, meanwhile, took a lighter but equally effective approach when asked about political correctness in comedy, making it clear that he doesn't want the media policing his jokes.
What I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words. Yeah. Wow. So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, but just don't say it. I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words that really got from my parents. Yeah. You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it. Yeah. It is an alarming thing for comedians. Yeah. Wow. You know, even if you go watch the movie Blazing Saddles.
Oh my God, forget it.
You can't even watch that without looking around in your own room.
But it was Kanye West who took things to another level, meeting a loaded question with raw honesty. His response, as expected, was nothing short of polarizing.
Are you afraid of losing your audience? Yeah.
I told you I'm only afraid of God. I'm only afraid of my daddy, God. I done been 15 years. I'm telling you, God is showing that you can have your own thoughts, bro. I've been canceled before there was cancel culture. Who told you that my career would be over? The same people that are telling you that you can't have a right to say who you will vote for, might think they so woke, but they following the rules of what woke's supposed to be.
We've all been there, right?
There you go. Oh, yeah. Surprisingly, I thought it'd be worse with Kanye West.
Yeah, lost the mouse.
In a world where interviewers all...
Yeah, it's... I mean, Kanye's bonkers anyway, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just absolutely solid bonkers. I see the pictures he sends out with him and his missus. I'm just like, don't know what to say.
You forget he's in the picture sometimes.
Yeah, no, right, yeah.
Leave him to it. I mean, that's what I say. I mean,
that's exactly that. I don't know, do what you do.
Listen, if you're not doing the arm, then whatever. Don't matter.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of... There's too much. I mean, you go on Twitter now, and it's very agenda-driven, and it's turned into a riot. Like, just like, what the fuck's going on, man? I only try to find out about football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I get swamped in like a load of bollocks going on between different people, and I'm just like, you don't want to
do without it.
Yeah, and it's just one of them. The way the world's gone now, it's just gone very. They're trying to make it more divisive. And I'm not a fan of it. Just not a fan of division.
It's just everyone wants to be right as well. Everyone wants to be like, no, I said it, and it's the right thing.
Yeah.
So if you don't agree with that, then I don't agree with
Well,
you.
I think a lot of people are trying to be all inclusive and all things to everyone. But I think it's making it even worse.
Yeah.
You know, like there should be equality absolutely everywhere, and there shouldn't be any genders. It should be just like just one. You know, sort of.
Do you remember when you were at school and you had your mates, didn't you? You had your little close group of mates, and then you had the weird kids.
Yeah.
And then you had the girls or whatever it may have been. And then you had and there was all different groups, different people, right? You all got on. Yeah. None of you bothered with each other.
Yeah.
Now it seems that everyone wants to get involved with everyone.
Yeah.
And rather than just have your little groups and sort of thing. And
social media's really bad for that.
So it has gone bad for it. Yeah. And it's for me, it's
people
just
with it like at school, you're in your little groups because they're the people you get on with. That's who you had most in common with. So you just tended to hang around with that type of person.
But then you always had the crazy one who'd mumble to himself and sort of like start yelling like crazy things. You just kept away from him.
Yeah.
You just didn't interact with him or her, just sort of like say, nah, not today. And if you seen him walking down, you'd be going like, whoa, the other way. Sidestepping and down the corridor.
Bit of a loner at school, then we
But now you have to see him on social media.
You see him in the pubs. You refer to the pub as well. Yeah. When you go in the pub, there's always that one guy who argues about whatever's on the TV, whatever sport's going on, whatever team you support. You've got an opinion about it, and they're going to tell you how you're wrong about it and how they're right. I mean, I remember watching a thing and he said, that's offside. And I went, it's not offside. I said, look, watch it. He's onside. Yeah, he's offside. I went, what are you looking at? I said, because the whole TV's showing it's onside.
Yeah.
Everyone else thinks it's onside. The officials think it's onside, but you think it's offside, so it must be offside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're against that team. And it's like, and then I think that's why I avoid him.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a part of that.
It's just someone trying to just want to make a point.
Yeah, and muster up anger and division.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no point talking to you.
I don't mind people having difference of opinion or having a
reasonable
debate. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But sometimes people are so one-eyed and just won't listen to anybody else about anything. Then that's when it gets a bit, really.
I think everyone's entitled to an opinion, without a doubt.
Of course they are.
Put your opinion forward. Sometimes your opinion might be shite. Same as my opinion might be shite.
Yeah, people don't agree, that's fine. Yeah. Whatever, it don't matter,
when we talk in the office mostly about football, we have different opinions.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And you leave it at that, and then you go on and we start recording. Like, it shouldn't go like you'll see on social media, you'll go, it'll ruin people's days. And you go,
I know.
Just turn it off, man. Like, it's really not hard. Like, if we see a bad comment, we'll go, that's a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
I'm right. Enjoy it.
Leave it, yeah.
Absolutely. What was your best interviewer then?
Jackson.
Or interviewee?
Samuel Jackson or Bill Burr.
Bill Burr does a good one there. But I liked a few like Denzel Washington when he explained it to that guy outside the theatre, wherever he was.
He's just such a smart guy.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, really good.
Yeah, I like the way he said it. I want to history.
Especially the subject he was talking about. He was absolutely right, I thought. And then
it should be permanent. It should be, that's our history.
Yeah,
exactly. The way it should
good
be.
and bad.
And then the other end of the scale, like say Bill Burr, very different ways of dealing with it. But I mean, actually, he just Bill Burr.
Right. So. He's right in what he says there. So they try and get them respond. And I think what Bill Burr did there as well, he put in loads of expletives.
Yeah,
to sort of like ruin the interview.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Sometimes you have to be polarizing to get your point across. In it.
True,
in a way, like in a Bill Burr way, not like it.
But that was a Bill Burr way. I think it was. I don't know if it was set up or. Don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Possibly.
Yeah,
but good one though. Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Yeah, be nice to each other. That's what I always say. If you're a dick, you're a dick. Simple. You know who you are.
None of our viewers, clearly.
One or two.
You.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.